how have you been able to handle pretty much everything else? So like the time management, your consistency, your discipline. How you been doing with that?
I mean, it's been difficult. Just you're constantly at home. It's so easy to just turn on the TV. You're always at
Hmm.
home. You can
Hmm.
just go watch another YouTube video, go watch a Netflix show instead of going down and working out or going outside and doing something. So I think with the time management, just having a daily planner and planning out my days, sticking to a routine, getting up at the same time, going to bed at the same time, meal prep, stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
just helped me to stay on track and just getting better every day.
Mm. I couldn't agree more on what you're saying. And this is the stuff that you have to do today so it could pay off in 5, 10 years. And
Yeah.
and and I'll be honest with you, Spencer. Like I've known you for quite some times. I've seen you grow up, and I feel like a click happened with you. I feel like when you were a lot younger, I'm early high school years, right? I feel like your focus wasn't like that into the game, but like
Sure.
as you agree, right? But as time went on, like something happened, and I want to know like what happened for you to kind of like turn around and switch that mindset of yours in almost like instantly. What was the turning point?
Um, well, like you mentioned, I wasn't motivated. I'd rather be even like golfing or
Yeah,
at
I
the
know
mall
that.
doing something like that. Like we'd have training sessions and I wasn't fully there. I think one of the biggest things though was my brother. He was so
Mm,
like motivated and was pushing me to just become like the like a better version of myself.
mhm,
So that was one thing. And then also I think just maturing and realizing that I want to have a certain lifestyle when I'm older, and I know that through basketball I can achieve that lifestyle. So that click really happened when I just realized. Sorry, can you ask that question one more time?
I just said like, what was the turning point? Because your mindset changed. I just want to know like, it's okay if you don't have like an exact moment, but like, what basically made you understand that you had to change the way you were acting, the way you were thinking?
Yeah, I'd say growing up and maturing was a big part of it, and just have meeting like new people that were
Mm,
like teaching me new ways of like the game and things like that. And I grew like a deeper appreciation for everything. Just knowing that it's more than just going to the gym and just shooting threes.
yeah.
Like it's a mindset to to be like dedicated like that. And it was something that I like got attached to.
Hmm.
And I have like a love for the game. It was actually one time I went to a an AAU tryout, and I was nervous before it, and I think it was normal to be just because it was
Hmm.
my first one. But then I got cut from that team. I was the one of the last cuts, and that's when I really realized that I don't want to have that feeling ever again. And it was because I wasn't always working out 100% of the time. I'd rather go to the mall, go watch a show instead of actually like dedicating myself to that. And I think that might have been the turning point that summer. I went to go play for another team, and when we played against that team that cut me, I had to show them that they possibly were missing out, but I also had to realize to myself that I wasn't fully there, and they had a reason to possibly to look like to doubt me.
Hmm. I think every athlete's got that one moment where just they just got disappointed about something, or they got cut, or a coach said something to them, and they're just like, okay, like I got to switch it up from now on. And then it's like that chip on your shoulder, right? And it's important that you have that, because like you said, the feeling of getting cut, or the feeling of not making a team, or anything like that, right? That's something that you need to remember. And I appreciate you saying that. um, Looking back on the last year, it's been really up and down, with, like you said, the gym access, just feeling that you're improving and that you're making those strides to reach your goals. I want to know, what have you learned about yourself in the past year?
I'd say the biggest thing I've learned about myself is is my mental toughness,
Mm,
because it's not athletes will say it wasn't easy this past year, and it still isn't.
mhm,
um, waking up at 5 a.m. just to get in the gym when no one else is there, because at 7 there's people and it's busy, and like your parents are saying you can't go because there's too many people and you can catch
Yeah.
the COVID-19.
Yeah.
So that's something that I learned about myself, just mentally, that I've definitely grown and become mentally stronger. And that's just like through watching like videos, even watching your own videos and like learning different aspects of it. It's just something that I've grown through.
Mm-hmm.
And also like physically, like winning these like small battles where you weigh yourself. And I'm currently trying to bulk just to get a bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So when you week by week, when you see those little improvements, you got to celebrate them, because if you're just trying to go to the end goal and then you don't, and you fall short, you're gonna feel some sort of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can celebrate like all the big victories, then, or the little victories, then it
Yeah.
makes the end goal not seem, if you don't achieve it, so far off.
Yeah, right. You're right. Like when these goals are becoming attainable and you see yourself stepping into it, it makes, all the effort you've had, all the sacrifice, they make it worth it. Either it is, I don't know, uh, mixing up your diet and making sure you're bulking up, and you're in a good part of your life. When you're bulking up, you get to eat a lot. So you're
Yeah.
lucky for that. You get to eat a lot. But you're right. Like it's finding ways to celebrate those moments, and also, making it like it's worth it. It's worth it to be up this early. It's worth it to be, uh, taking care of, your nutrition and your sleeping habits and all that stuff. And what's really hard right now is it's kind of like COVID needs to be treated like it's an injury. Like it's you're on pause, but you're not on stop. Meaning you still got a lot of things to do. And the biggest misconception is thinking that there's only the physical aspect of it, but there's
Right.
just
And
so much.
I'd say a lot of athletes think they have time. Oh, it's gonna last a few more months, so I'll chill out now.
Mhm.
But that's when everyone else is getting better. And that's what I've looked to for motivation. Like, if people are just going to be, at the beginning of COVID, people, they stopped playing basketball, they were just chilling out. I was waking up early, going for runs, working on my basement.
Mhm.
I know that in the end, that will definitely pay off.
Yeah. And like you said, it's understanding that you might not see it pay off for like another year. You might see it only like in 2 3 years, but looking back, you'll be able to say like, this was when I was, 18 17 years old, that it made the biggest difference. So that's something that we need to understand.